After an exhilarating 2017 XCAT World Championship season, it all comes down to this. Stage 4, the final weekend of the UIM XCAT World Championship, brought to you by the UIM in the role of the promoter, with the support of the local organiser, the Dubai International Marine Club. It's been an unbelievable season. At first, we were teased that it might all be business as usual, as Victory Team and Team Abu Dhabi took a 1 and 2 position in the first round of the season in Chengdu. However, that familiar sight wouldn't last for long, as Team Australia dominated round 2 in Weihai, taking pole position and the checkered flag in both races 3 and 4, turning the 2017 XCAT World Championship on its head. We then headed down to Xiamen and to warm waters for round 3. The XCAT World Championship is full of amazing narratives, and this one weekend gave us 2 fantastic stories. First, having lost an engine at the end of the previous race in Weihai, Catcher Engineering managed somehow to source a new engine, get it tuned up perfectly, and then head out and take P1 in pole position qualifying. It was testament to the quality of the XCAT engineers that you will find here on this tour. Simply the best in the world. Then, on the second day, the world champion duo of Nadir bin Hendi and Arif Al Safain in their new XCAT Al Vazel returned to the top of the podium, a place they know so well. It was probably the race of the season so far. With so many twists and turns, it was a fantastic way to end a 3-week visit to the Chinese shores for the XCAT World Championship. However, now we're here in extraordinary Dubai. The stage is set, and what a stage it is. It's a part of the world that these XCAT pilots know very well. But these are new waters. For the first time, the Dubai XCAT Grand Prix will take place just off Palm Jumeirah. In Dubai, you will find warm hospitality, a rich cultural heritage, year-round sun, beautiful beaches, and amazing architecture. It really is an amazing place to visit. Before we kick things off here in Dubai, we'll give you a quick look at the rankings ahead of this final event and the last 2 races of the 2017 UIM XCAT World Championship season. Of course, the story of the season so far is clear to see. Sitting pretty, right at the top of the table, is Team Australia. However, the guys from Down Under will know as well as the rest of the world that they cannot rest on their laurels. With multiple world champions, Victory Team, just 11 points further back. Salem Al-Adidi and Isa Al-Ali will not, under any circumstances, want to surrender the crown that has been held by the Dubai team for so long, especially not on home waters. Elsewhere, we welcome 2 teams back into the championship fold for a couple of cameo roles. Victory 33 and Spirit of France will be lining up on the grid. Plus, yet another XCAT story, with a veteran of offshore racing making a return in Montavoci with over 200 races under his belt.
I think the new boats and the new engines is very good for this class. I think at the moment is one of the best class in the world of powerboats, and I think we need a stable calendar and stable races around the world.
First of all, I take it as a huge honor to be any part of the legend that Victory is the most significant in one's life. And I'm also grateful to have Ahmed Al-Hamli. He's a unbelievable tunnel boat driver, so I have 1,000% confidence in the guy sitting next to me, and hopefully he feels the same way with me.
I'm very happy for my co-pilot Gary. We was always, racing against each other and fighting, but we are friends. I'm very happy to go back to race XCAT, and this was one of my dreams to come back and race again.
La mia storia con François, abbiamo corso sempre rivali ma molto amici, competizione però sempre leali, e allora ci siamo guardati negli occhi, abbiamo fatto il mondiale europeo in Italia e abbiamo deciso di fare questa qua XCAT, questa qua a Dubai, per vedere se quest'altro anno proseguiamo la cosa.
L'XCAT è molto bello, soprattutto l'organizzazione con Pasquale e Sebastiano che stanno facendo un lavoro pazzesco e ci permettono così di vivere la nostra passione in giro al mondo. Sono tornato perché ci serve anche l'XCAT per stare meglio.
После Китая мы провели очень много времени, анализируя все видео, фото. Я думаю, что эти тренинги пойдут как бы на улучшение и на улучшение результата, естественно, команды.
Мы разработали новый дизайн лодки, который является стилизованным российским флагом с элементами национального российского рисунка. Я думаю, что такого еще не было ни у кого, и это будет очень интересно и для публики, и для пилотов других команд увидеть такую лодку.
Day one of this round's racing coincided with Commemoration Day, a day that honours those who have given their lives for the UAE. Therefore, there was a perfectly observed 1 minute silence before the UAE flag was raised. Other formalities before the racing could really get underway included a meeting hosted by the Dubai International Marine Club with the president, Mr. Mohammed Harib. We also acknowledged the support of the Dubai Sports Council. The teams were then invited to test these new waters for the first time. The racecourse itself, west of Palm Jumeirah, was a complete circuit for the purists, with fast straights and a couple of tricky turns. Reigning world champions Nadir bin Hendi and Arif Al Safain in their boat Al Vazel continued where they had left off in China, but ultimately they suffered in this practice session due to a broken belt.
As you know, this boat is not a brand new boat. It was built in 2009. It's a pretty old boat, but that's the only boat that was available for us to race with. Anyway, we got it in and we worked on it. As you saw, we went down. We had a problem with the engine. The belt broke down. So we had to come back and put a new belt in and just did two laps, and we did pretty good, with what we have. And anything can happen in the race, and every team here is looking for #1 position. So it's going to be a good fight, a clean fight, and I hope Al Wasl boat comes #1, inshallah.
They were followed by Team Australia and Team Abu Dhabi, who will be looking to finish the season on a high, given they were not challenging at the top of the 2017 table like they would have expected. The top 5 teams all recorded fastest laps within 3 seconds of one another in practice, so it was all set up for a tight weekend of racing. On to day 2 and the final pole position qualifying session of the 2017 UIM XCAT World Championship season. With Team Australia holding an 11-point grip at the top of the XCAT World Championship table, it would be so important for the guys from Down Under to give themselves the best possible start as they look to wrestle the World Championship crown away from Victory Team in their own backyard. Here at the Dubai International Marine Club, all eyes would be on these 2 XCATs. A quick reminder, the Q1 is a 45-minute qualifying window with just 1 prop change allowed, no refueling, and the 5 slowest XCATs at the end of the session will be removed from the field. Q2 is just a 15-minute period, no changes at all are allowed, with the 4 slowest XCATs removed from the field, before the final window, Q3, just 2 laps and just 2 opportunities to register the fastest possible time. It has been the most unbelievable World Championship season, and things were not about to change now. An engine mount on the Blue Roo broke. Brett Lerman and Paul-Erik Nilsson could not maintain control and they flipped. In a single moment, so much in this XCAT World Championship changed. The whole complexion of the season changed completely. Fortunately, no one was harmed. The Blue Roo was towed back to shore, but now, this team that had brought so much to the table had to find out if there was any way at all that they could win the 2017 crown. By the time Q3 was wrapped up, the hometown guys felt very much at home. Victory Team's boat number 33 took pole. Team Australia's problems went from bad to a lot worse, with the other Dubai team of Salem Al-Adidi and Isa Al-Ali in second, and Al Vazel finishing as third fastest. Very much now looking like World Championship winning pairing once again as we look ahead to 2018. Finally, Catcher Engineering finished in fourth in pole position qualifying, a poignant fourth spot as it ensured a third spot in overall pole position qualifying for the Italian duo of Danny Martignoni and Alfredo Amato.
Siamo con degli avversari abbastanza, anzi super top. Alfredo sta dando il meglio, lui è Danny Martignoni.
Un'onda maledetta aveva deciso che non dovevamo fare il buon tempo e fuori al largo ci ha fatto saltare e perdere la bellissima velocità che avevamo preso.
I am very happy to get the championship for the pole position. I fight a lot for this race to be chance to get the champion of the world.
Yeah, it's amazing to me as well. I owe it all to everybody on the team at Victory. We came out on top with the Victory team, and I'd like to thank everyone on the team for everything that they've done to get us here.
Meanwhile, Team Australia were analysing the rulebook. After many discussions with the UIM officials and the XCAT Sport Director, it was agreed that the team is allowed to change their boat once every season.
We were able to borrow a boat from Lady Spain, the Altman Marine boat, 46. Very kind of them to offer us to borrow it to secure points.
We had 4 teams drop everything, run over to us. They stripped engines, they worked for hours on our boats. It just shows you the sportsmanship that's existed in the XCAT World Series, and I'd like to say thank you to all of them. It's really been quite an experience to help us, and they still want us to win, which is fantastic.
Team Australia reached an agreement with Lady Spain, boat number 46, with just enough time to replace the 46 with an 8. This team that had worked so hard to find themselves in such a great position, right at the top of the rankings, we're not going to give up that spot easily. When the penultimate race of this season got underway, the water was calm and flat, just off the palm, and the local teams loved it. Boats number 7 and 33 battled it out for first and second place positions. We mentioned that boat number 33 was just here for a cameo, but this is Victory Team, piloted by Ahmed El-Hameli and Gary Bolo. That should tell you everything that you need to know. Victory Team don't do cameos, they were here to win. However, they were up against 2 pilots in Nadir Bin Hendi and Arif Al-Safain of Al Vazel, who they knew very, very well. So it would have been no surprise to them that the reigning World Championship duo took the checkered flag. The Al Vazel pilots bettered their own team by using all of their experience and coming up with a better racing strategy, using the long lap to the max. Following on from Jim and China, this win represented 2 World Championship Grand Prix victories in a row for Al Vazel. A great accomplishment. The older masters appear to be back. Look out for them in 2018. Meanwhile, the Swedish team, SweCat Racing, snatched the 3rd podium spot away from Victory Team.
Amazing finish. We took victory in the last corner, so amazing.
Was it more a matter of strategy or just pushing harder than them?
I think we had a good strategy with the long laps, and then we finally get a good setup for the race.
I'm very happy today. I mean, brand new boat, brand new. Okay, throttle man.
I'm not so new. You never know. I mean, it can be anything. It can be just they had a better day than we did, you know, or it just went their way. It just was their turn today, you know, and maybe tomorrow will be someone else's, and that's the way we look at it.
Just between these 2 teams, this was a great race. but it was a key development with regards to the championship too. With Team Australia coming home in P8 and collecting 10 championship points of their own, it meant they managed to limit Victory Team's advantage to just 1 point in the overall table, going into the final race that would take place tomorrow. Elsewhere, it was another disappointing outing for Team Abu Dhabi, given their own very, very high standards. It left the 2017 World Championships as a two-horse race. But for now, back to today's winners. Nadir bin Hendi and Arif Al-Safain of Al Basel just know how to get the job done. And they needed to be at their best to beat boat number 33 today.
We tried to push for number 33, then he go to the long lap, then we'll make a different strategy to push alone. We have order from the radio man to go to the long lap. When I go to the long lap, I saw my position in my eyes is number 1.
A hometown in Dubai, we never let number 1 go from us.
It was time for a good night's sleep before the final race of the UIM XCAT World Championship season. There are no more second chances. This is it. Everything will be decided on the final day of the UIM XCAT World Championship season. It all comes down to the wire. And just when you think there can't be any more drama, especially given just 1 point split the top 2 in the standings, all of the XCATs would have to deal with rough waters, with waves of up to 2 meters. So much so that the race was postponed for 1.5 hours. There were to be no long laps and the course had to be modified. Why? It was the engines. The Mercury ROS 400 are so powerful, so heavy, that the mounts were struggling in the choppy waters. Once the racing got underway, on a shortened 10-lap course, it was an amazing battle between Al Basel and boat number 33 again. But this time, boat number 2, UIM Racing, joined the party too. However, it wasn't long before Al Basel and Katia Engineering had to drop out, an unfortunate and premature end to the season, struggling with mechanical issues. Of course, the spotlight today was on Team Australia, using a boat that wasn't their own, doing their best to win the most prestigious championship in offshore racing. But it was always going to be so difficult. Brett Lerman and Paul Verik Nielsen had to better Victory Team's boat number 3. And with pilots as good as Salem Al-Adidi and Issa Al-Ali, this was always going to be a very difficult job. Sometimes XCAT racing can be so cruel, and this was the best of examples. Team Australia suffered an engine problem and had to drop out in lap 5. Everyone knew what this meant, none more so than Salem Al-Adidi and Issa Al-Ali, who were sat in the cockpit of their Victory Team boat, safe in the knowledge that they were the UIM XCAT World Championships. You can imagine the smiles on their faces as they cruised around this course, knowing that their lives had changed forever, but they still had plenty of racing to do today. Elsewhere, UIM Racing led for a brief period, with Eric Starr and Michael Bengston really performing well here in Dubai. However, despite this being just their second race together, Ahmed Al-Hameli and Gary Balla snatched first spot and brought their boat number 33 home in P1. A phenomenal performance in such tough racing conditions. Towards the end of the race, Fajira Team even managed to force their way up ahead of UIM, taking a second spot on the podium. A fantastic achievement and really well deserved. The Swedes moved down to claim a second consecutive third place finish. Elsewhere, we should give a big mention to New Star and Rahib, who had to be at their best in these conditions and came home with really satisfactory performances.
We took the lead in the beginning, and Victory 33 was behind us, and we were chasing each other.
It's fun when we're changing position so much, and sometimes you have a good flow and you're passing someone and then they pass you.
Poi arriva un certo punto che ti ricordi che forse alcune volte vincere è anche gestire, Questo Serafino e le sue esperienze, insomma, non ha nulla da dire.
Però abbiamo recuperato posizioni fino all'ultimo, dove abbiamo superato al numero 2. Hanno dato la bandiera al 7° giro, se ce la davano al 10° avremmo recuperato anche sul primo. Avevamo qualcosa in più anche di loro.
They pushed us. They're very, very good boat racers, as well as Serafino, that I heard snuck up at the very end there and passed him. I didn't even know that till we got on the podium. The whole team put a boat together. I can't stress that enough. If you don't finish, you can't win. And they gave me a boat, and I'm at a boat that could win. I'd like to say I love you to my daughter back home, who I'm sure is following us at this race. I miss you.
Well, we know what today was all about. It was all about Victory Team. On the UAE National Day, the local team celebrated a World Championship Grand Prix victory, courtesy of boat number 33, with pilots Ahmed Al-Hameli and Gary Balla, but more so, they celebrate a UIM XCAT World Championship title. It must be so difficult for Salem Al-Adidi and Isa Al-Ali to live up to expectations, but that is exactly what they did. They are the 2017 World Champions.
It's a great final, you know. We have celebrated today the National Day, and we won the race, you know, in Dubai, and we won also the final as a champion. You know, it's really hard race today with the rough sea, and but the guys, they do a great job. Also the crew, they do the very good job. You know, it's this all teamwork. For that, the result coming.
I'm very, 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 very happy. This is like a dream to me. World champion. Just I want to read again. Whole 3 days, 4 days, I don't know.
Full position. This means I am quick in the world, and this one for world champion. For the racing, it is mean I fight and I keep my contract till end of the race.
This year's championship has given us so many answers, but there are now so many questions too. In 2018, Salem Al-Adidi and Isa Al-Ali will not only represent the team to beat, but they will now be the pilots to beat too. Of course, Team Australia will dust themselves off and return to the ring, and they will absolutely mean business given how their season ended. Al Basel are also very much now on the radar. Nadir bin Hendi and Aris Al Safein proving exactly how good they are. Catcher Engineering have threatened all year but lack consistency, whilst the opposite could be said of Sweecat, that have always been there or thereabouts but struggled to step up to the next level. Perhaps 2018 is the year for either one of these teams. Meanwhile, Ahmed Al-Hameli and Gary Balla have surely had a taste of something they like, given their performance here in Dubai. Perhaps they could be persuaded to return and complete a full 2018 XCAT World Championship season. In 2018, the UIM will again be the promoter of the XCAT World Championship, and Raffaele Cooley has already been hinting at some of the world-class race venues on offer. It's something to really get excited about.
Well, it's been an extraordinary season, considering also that we are in a transitional phase. We are very, very pleased with the races we had in China. We are very happy with the final round here in Dubai. We are just finalizing negotiation with different venues. We will have a much more widespread geographical setup. I think it's going to be a fascinating championship, and we are going to have also more teams. The future looks bright.
As always, thank you so much for watching and being part of this amazing XCAT World Championship season. We love this sport so much and cannot wait to see some more quality, world-class XCAT racing. There could hardly have been any more drama in 2017, and we expect exactly the same in 2018. Make sure you don't miss it, but for now, let's just say one last time, congratulations to Isa Al-Ali and Salem Al-Adidi, who are the 2017 UIM XCAT World Champions.